service, and then also explain our modus operandi to you, our viewers, so that you could come to terms with what we do and then support us to be able to deliver on our lawful mandate. Last week happened to be a special week for us in the fire service fraternity worldwide. 4th May is usually set aside to honor the memory of our fallen heroes and also to take stock of those of us who are still alive and then helping save lives and properties in our communities so that we can better deliver on our mandates. And fire service in Ghana was not an exception. We commemorated the day. Instead of the 4th, which fell on Saturday, we shifted it onto the 3rd. So a lot of activities, all the activities that started in the week had to climax on Friday, the 3rd of May. And today, we'll be happy to take you through some of the activities, the key highlights, and then also get the views of some of our PROs in the regions to also give us an overview of what transpired. But before we do that, we'll go for a short break. When we come, this morning there has been a rainstorm, a heavy rainstorm in Accra, and as a result, some trees had to fall on some properties on some major highways in some parts of Accra. And as usual, your gallant firefighters and rescuers had to go to rescue some of the trapped and then affected persons. And as I speak with you, the incident has been well managed. We will go to the scene, or we will get some reports, some eyewitness report from one of our very own ADO 1, Alex Kenate. He will be joining us very soon. But let me go for a quick break. When we come, I will introduce to you our guest, and then we'll get the discussion rolling. Please, the program is power-packed, and we'll also open the phone lines in due time so that you can also submit your questions and your suggestions as well. Today, it's unfortunate that we are not able to bring you the program on the Fire Service TV, but you can join us on our socials at GNFS Official, Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, and then YouTube as well. You can also follow us on Fire Service Radio Online to get all the gist about today's program. Please do not tune out. Do not go anywhere. Stay with us whilst we take this short break. When we come, the program is on. Thank you.
Welcome to the Ghana National Fire Service TV, simply called the Fire Service TV. This channel is coming up to fill a gap in the Ghanaian television industry. The Ghana National Fire Service was established to prevent and manage undesired fires. And as part of that mandate, we are to conduct public fire safety education. Now, as an institution that was established to provide fire safety education, there is the need to have a channel through which this education will be propagated to the people of this good country, Ghana. This station is being established as alternative to other security channels that deal specifically on security issues. This channel will therefore focus on the safety of the generality of the people of Ghana. This station is therefore going to show the people of Ghana what to do and what not to do in order to have a safe country for all of us. Safety is very practical in nature, and therefore, short videos and clips are going to be shown on this particular channel, the Fire Service TV, to the people of Ghana, so that everything we do will be practicalized. You can sit comfortably in your home, watch this channel, and practice it so that we'll be safe in this country. Therefore, I urge all of you Ghanaians to tune into this channel every day of your life so that we will all be safe in our country, Ghana. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Ghana National Fire.
Welcome back, our cherished viewers. We are so grateful for you sticking and staying with us. Today we are looking at the aftermath of the International Firefighters Day, some key highlights of the climax here at the National Headquarters commemorative event. A whole lot of things happened, and we want to bring to the fore some of the key things that happened and then see what we can pick out of the lessons that were learned. But before we kickstart today's discussion, we want to remind you that unfortunately today the Fire Service in Series program is not being broadcast on the Fire Service TV, but across our social media handles. You can search for us with the handle at GNFS Official, Facebook, X, YouTube, as well as Fire Service Radio Online. Please follow us. Let us know your comments, send in your questions, and at appropriate time we would attend to them. And again, we would also open the phone line in due course so that you can also send in your question. We want to also remind our cherished viewers that this program is also open for sponsorship. If you have a product or service that you want us to kind of market it for you, this is an opportune program that has very far-reach audience that you can project your business or your product or your service, and you'll be the one, the winner at the end of the day. Quickly, production team would help us. We understand there was a windstorm this morning in parts of Accra where some trees fell off onto some vehicles which were commuting some of our major highways in some parts of Accra. Around the Italian embassy in Cantonment, we had a similar incident happening, and then also around airport as well. ADU1 Alex Kenate, a member of the PR department, was there this morning to report on our social media platform. Let us get to him, call him, and then find out from him whether the incident has been fully managed and then the casualty level. So if Alex is on the line, can we put him on the line so that we can ask him a few questions about that incident?
The construction of the wall in a way compromised the heavy storm, made it easier for the tree to fall off from its roots.
Okay, can you appraise us on the level of casualties?
Well, so the fortunate thing is that as at the time, there was no one in the vehicle. When we got there, we had wanted to be sure if, after taking the trees off the vehicles, because the tree and its leaves had covered the cars that were trapped under. So we wanted to really finish with extrication or cutting the trees off first to be sure if there was no one trapped in. And truly, after we were able to do that, we realized there was no one trapped in. We had about 7 vehicles involved at airport, and at 37, we had the one Toyota belonging to a retired colonel, and then a motor involved at 37.
Well, Alex, can you also help us with the extent of damage?
Well, the extent of damage was some of the cars were beyond repairs due to how heavy there was one Toyota Yaris which was totally destroyed. There were other cars that had sustained some minor damages, but then at the Italian embassy area, the car belonging to the colonel was partially damaged. While we are praying that the motor rider who the tree fell on around the Italian embassy should be responding to treatment, because this motor was even so trapped under the tree as at the time we got there.
But he was not part, or he was not got stuck under the vehicle where his motor was.
Fortunately, it looks like the tree knocked him off the motor, so he sustained some injury due to the knock from the tree. So we are hoping that he should be responding to treatment. But the motor was trapped under, and he wasn't trapped at the moment, but he sustained some damage, some injuries.
So, Alex, before I let you go, can you kind of let our viewers know? This is also part of your mandate, because many a times people have been accusing us of just not doing so much to kind of come to their aid. Is this also part of your mandate?
Yes, sir. It's a very key part of our mandate, because in situations where our resources are not even adequate, we make sure that we coordinate. In the case of airport, for instance, even though our logistics wasn't enough to cut down all the trees, we're able to coordinate by the help of our operations director to get personnel from Parks and Gardens to help us with some more machines to cut down the trees. So we have been involved in rescue, and then when there's an accident, when people are trapped, just over the weekend, our team from Circle also responded to a bee invasion at around Caprice. So our responsibilities span a lot, and people should remember that when they spend time calling on other agencies that are not responsible for these operations, they end up risking the lives of people, because the more you delay by calling other people or other agencies, and instead of calling us, while we could have come there to salvage the situation, you might be putting the life of someone in danger. So they should do well to keep our numbers in mind and call us when they experience emergencies like this, and they should be rest assured that we will do well to respond.
Right. So finally, what will be your advice when anytime there is a rainstorm and people had to drive through avenues, roads with a lot of trees by its side? What will be your advice?
So would encourage people that be familiar, know your terrain, be familiar with the roads that you use, so that if you know there are trees around there, try to, if possible, you can park your car somewhere other than where the trees are, or a place that is not prone to flooding, you can just alight and pick a motor, or you can wait, because I'm sure life is more important than whatever you're going to do. So if you realize or you sense danger, please move. And with these rains coming up, people should do well to know know your terrain. If you know that where you stay is a flood prone area, start making arrangements to move in with friends or family who stay in high rise areas, so that you can be able to stay safe during emergencies like this. And if you're in your car and you realize that the rain is submerging your car, if you can, try and stay even on the roof of your car till don't try to drive through the rain, because you don't know what awaits you ahead.
All right, Alex Kenate, thank you very much for joining us on the show.
Thank you very much, sir. It's a pleasure.
Right, so viewers, that was ADO 1, Alex Kenate, who happened to be an eyewitness to the 2 incidents where the windstorm this morning knocked some trees off around the Italian embassy area here in Cantonment, and then around the airport. Unfortunately, there were no serious injuries to persons who were affected in such situation. He already reported that about 7 vehicles were affected at the Cantonment area, as well as 4 around the airport area. So we want to remind you that this is also part of our activities when it comes to tree management on our roads. Do not call any other service, but call on the fire service as quickly as possible, so that we could come and then help you out of the situation. Thank you so much for joining us. As I said earlier on, today I am happy to have my very own boss, the director responsible for public relations here in the Ghana National Fire Service. He is joining us to have this discussion done, and he is no other person than ACFO 1 Timothy Osafo Afum. Sir, you are welcome.
My pleasure.
Right, sir. Last week happens to be a very busy week, as well as a solemn one as well. You know, every year, 4th May is assigned as International Firefighters Day, and therefore we in Ghana National Fire Service also do commemorate that event, as well as those of our stations and our regional commands as well. So, sir, a lot of things happened. Do you say that we had a good time this time around?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Yes, International Firefighters Day is celebrated every 4th May across the globe. In Ghana here this year, we celebrated it on the 3rd, because the 4th was running into Saturday and other programs had to be carried out. And so we pushed it forward to Friday, which is on the 3rd. So a series of activities were lined up from Monday to the Friday, which marked the climax of the activities. So a lot of activities were carried out from region to region, and some districts as well as at the national level, where the Chief Fire Officer climaxed the event with a powerful speech to all firefighters across the country.
Thank you, sir. I think during the climax, the Chaplain General also made some important statements that I would like us to watch, and then after that we digest. He made a profound statement that, you know, normally during the 4th May, we commemorate the event to remember our fallen heroes, just to remember their fortitude and their legacies, because they died or they fell whilst serving their nation or their communities. And he said something which is so profound, that the memory of the departed or the memory of the fallen very much depends on those of us who are alive. So if we don't do anything to remember their good deeds, if we don't do anything to remember their sacrifices, it means that with time their memory will die out, and a lot depends on us there living. So production team, if you can help us so that we can listen to what Chaplain General said, and then we can also take some thoughts from it.
The preservation of the memories of the dead depends on the living. And what we are doing here together is one of the processes to immortalize the people that are the same, that have gone through destruction. Our brothers who to us and to others have perished in the sight of God, they are not. And whenever I go to other Remembrance Day, the armed forces have their banner verses. So sir, I taught and prayed and wrote 3 verses, which I normally use at most ceremonies, but people are not aware of. And the words in there are to encourage officers that a death through stealing, a death through armed robbery is different from dying through saving lives. And that's the line I want everybody living under the sun must have at the back of our mind, that at the end of it all, people will be celebrated while others will be condemned. Make sure that you always become part of those who will be celebrated, no matter how brief their life is here on earth.
Well, viewers, I believe we heard the Chaplain General who made some profound statements. And watching, I could deduce that he said something, that death through saving lives is far, far, far better than those that are done through probably stealing or some other vices. Sir, what do you make of that statement?
Right, so in this world, you either choose the left or you choose the right. You choose to do good or you choose to do bad. And so some others have chosen to go into robbery and to steal and to destroy. Mostly, if you are caught on the spot, you are killed. Or better still, you are taken through the processes and you are either hanged or given firing squad. So such people are there. And such people, if they die, what the Chaplain General said is that they are to be condemned. There are others too who have put their lives on the line to save others, like firefighters. These are dedicated men and women who have chosen to go the route of putting their lives on the line for others. It is not to save themselves, but to save others. And in such, they lose their lives in trying to save their colleagues. And so, such people, when they die, must be celebrated, as he said. And so, you know, for those of us who are Christians, we know that Jesus came to give his life to all of us, for all of us, and to save us from condemnation. So, it is that the firefighter has also chosen to give out his life to save his brother or sister. And if such a person dies, he is to be celebrated. And so the peace that I get from what was said was that we are like Jesus Christ. We sacrifice for the rest of the community to live at peace.
Thank you, sir. So viewers, these are gallant, dedicated, resilient men and women who have dedicated their lives to serving you. So when they come to your fold and then you mishandle them, when you castigate them, you cast aspersions on them, it affects their delivery, and therefore they may not be able to save your life when it matters most. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, and then one thing that happened at the climax event was that the chief fire officer also gave us a very powerful statement where he chose to give some congratulatory message to these noble firefighters who on a daily basis go out there to put their lives at risk. Do you agree that the chief officer did right by kind of sending out those congratulatory message?
Yes, I think the chief officer was on spot. Especially here in Ghana, that people don't even appreciate the efforts of the firefighters. Our firefighters go through a lot, more especially in recent days that we have challenge in terms of equipment. And so if such people dedicate their lives and in the face of very little logistical support, then such people are to be commended. And so I think the chief officer was very right in congratulating all firefighters for the yeoman's job that they have done throughout 2023 up to the early part of this 2024. It is to encourage all firefighters to continue doing what they have been doing, so that at the end of it, it is God who will reward the firefighter, and to forget about what a very few of our community members are saying and doing to our firefighters.
Thank you, sir. So viewers, if you do not honor the gallant firefighters who have dedicated their lives in serving you, God has the ultimate reward for them. Can we have a bite on the congratulatory message from the chief fire officer so that our viewers could also appreciate what the chief fire officer said and probably extend some form of gratitude to the firefighters who served them?
Fellow firefighters, on behalf of firefighters worldwide and on my own behalf, I wish all of us a blissful International Firefighters Day. This occasion holds immense significance as we gather to remember and honor the memory of our fallen heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty, and to also celebrate the heroes of our time. This day is set aside to herald and appreciate the immense contributions and selfless sacrifices made by firefighters the world over. I congratulate all of you for your tireless and resilient efforts and for sticking to the noble cause of saving lives and property from the ravages of fire and other life-threatening situations. The individual and collective efforts of each and every one of you has undoubtedly culminated in our achievements so far. To quote J.J. Edmondson, 1999, the role of a firefighter in today's society is one of dedication, commitment, and sacrifice. No matter which country we reside and work, as firefighters, we fight the common enemy, fire. No matter what country we come from, what uniform we wear, or what language we speak.
Thank you and welcome back. So these were the words of our indefatigable chief fire officer congratulating the hard-working, dedicated workforce, the firefighters who have committed in going through all what they go through on a daily basis just to keep you and your communities safer. And the quote that he quoted is so profound that wherever we find ourselves, our goal is to stay committed and to stay dedicated to ensuring that fires, you are protected from fires and other life-threatening emergencies. So this morning, when the honors dawned on us to quickly respond to this tree management incident at airport and then cantonment around the Italian embassy, we beckoned and then we responded and did what was expected of us. So these are the men and the women that have dedicated their lives in serving you. So please, sometimes when you pass certain comments, when you disregard them, when you denigrate their integrity as if they are not human beings. Sometimes I saw a video on Twitter the last time, and the person was trying to say that because they don't do anything at the fire stations, they spend a lot of time eating and all that. For crying out loud, they are human beings just like you. So if for nothing at all, if you don't have anything for them, just go to the nearest fire station closest to where you live and say a very big thank you to them. So I think the chief officer also spoke on attacks on firefighters, and he made mention of the fact that management will stand resolute behind all those firefighters who've been attacked in line of duty and seek justice for them. I think we've talked about this issue. Why is it that Ghanaians still, some Ghanaians, a section of Ghanaians, would still want to attack firefighters for no reason, or for no, how do you call it, for no fault of theirs, who come to save their lives?
Thank you very much. I think it is out of frustration from those people who think that in most cases they express their frustration in the fact that the firefighters do not arrive on time. It is all because, like we have been saying, we are handicapped when it comes to logistical support. Most of our fire tenders are old, they keep on breaking down, but the good news is that as they break down, we also repair them. And so if a fire occurs, the person thinks that, oh, we have a fire station here at the headquarters, and therefore if there is any incident in Osu, they don't expect us to spend more than 5 minutes to get to Osu. And so if it extends to, let's say, 20 minutes, then they tend to become angry that, but your station is just across, so why should it take you 20 minutes to get to the incident scene? But what they don't know, or they have forgotten, is that we have told them that the appliances are old. And so if there is a delay, then it means the fire tender here at the headquarters is broken down. And therefore, perhaps we need to bring a fire tender from Circle to come to Osu to do the firefighting or respond to whatever incident that has happened there. And that is what they are not ready to accept. They think that once there is a station here, within that 5 minutes, we should be at Osu. But let me warn all such miscreants in society that you don't have any power to attack any firefighter.
Sir, not to cut you, I am understanding that just over this last weekend, our men from Suhum were dispatched to Nsawam to manage a domestic fire outbreak. And lo and behold, that unfortunate incident happened that some residents took the law into their hands, vandalized the vehicle, and assaulted our men. So production team, if you can put on the line the Eastern Regional PRO so that we can confirm from him whether such an incident happened and matters are rising. So sir, you can continue.
So, like I indicated, it is an offense for anyone to attack any firefighter, no matter what your concerns are. If you have any concerns, address it to the fire commander immediate in your area. If you think that the commander is also complicit, sir, you can go to the region and complain to the regional commander.
I understand the PRO is on the line. Am I talking to ADO1 Daniel Tete?
Yes, sir.
All right. PRO,
Sir.
Can you confirm to us this unfortunate incident of your men who were dispatched to attend a fire incident somewhere in Sawam over the weekend?
Yes, sir.
So what actually ensued?
Thank you, sir. Permit me to carry on, sir.
Continue, please.
Yesterday, at around 11:38 hours, a distress call was received at the regional echo control, reporting an outbreak of fire at Nsawam, Aduojiri, precisely New Life, at 11:39 hours due to in some tender that is not in commission. Sihumbi, the nearby station, has been dispatched at 11:39 hours. They got to the scene at 12:10 hours. On a stone thrown to the scene, the folks of Nsawam Township attacked the firemen by throwing stones, whereby they got partial damage to the windscreen, the driver's mirror, the driver himself, the door, of which a stone hit the driver. So they quickly drive to the police station for safety of their lives and lodge a complaint at Nsawam police station.
All right, Piero, if I understand you were saying that the fire engine at Nsawam is out of commission, right?
Yes, sir.
So it culminated in the fire being given to the nearest station, which happened to be Suhum.
Yes, sir.
Which is quite a distance from Nsawam.
Yes, sir.
So looking at the time of call and the time of arrival, they did virtually about 30 minutes. How do you call it? Time. It took them about 30 minutes or so to get to the scene.
Yes, sir.
And that warranted the attack on the engine and as well as the firefighters, right?
Yes, sir.
So let me find out from you. Has the case been officially been reported to the nearest police station?
Yes, sir. They drove straight forward to Nsawam police station to lodge a complaint as well for their safety, for the mob not to just do a mob up on them, sir.
I understand you have pictures of some of the individuals that took clubs and stones and then to vandalize the vehicle as well as assault our men. Have you tendered in those exhibits to the police to facilitate their quick and swift arrest?
Sir, the police are doing their investigation, so I learned those things have been provided to the police to help them carry on with their investigation, sir.
All right. So apart from the driver, who else got hurt in the process?
Father, only the driver. According to the information I had, it's only the driver who was hurt.
And what is his condition now?
He's responding to treatment, sir.
All right. So what would you say? What would you say in the wake of the fact that we have the affected community, that is it a district, Nsawam Adoajiri constituency, right? So
yes, sir.
If their fire tender has broken down for a while, and we have authorities there who have to help the management of the station to fix the engine, and they've not been able to do that, and we call the nearby station to also come to their aid to help them, and they do this to our men and to vandalize our vehicle, is it right in the first place? What would be your advice to them?
Thank you, sir. My advice to the public is, in the first place, when such things happen, we have to share information or communication to the various stakeholders within the community or within the municipality, so that they know that the appliance is out of commission, as well as the nearest fire station to be on standby, so that in case of any outbreak within the jurisdiction, they will be able to move the nearest appliance to go there. In the second place, the public need to desist from such practices that they have been attacking firemen. Instead of them to adhere to fire safety tidbits, fire safety educations, and also have the fire station landlines on their phones, they don't do that, but they always attack the firemen. We plead with them to desist from that. It's a very bad practice.
All right, Piero, thank you so much for such a wonderful advice. I hope the people of Nsawam are listening and they are hearing you loud and clear. We want the opinion leaders, the chiefs, the MCE in Nsawam to kind of respond by way of collaborating with the municipal fire commander at Nsawam to get the Nsawam fire engine, which has been out of commission for some time, back to commission, so that this unfortunate incident will not happen. Quickly, let me take the attacks, the statement made by the chief fire officer during the climax of the IFFD last Friday. When we come back, I'll ask my boss some few questions, and then we'll go for a commercial break.
As we gather here today to celebrate International Firefighters Day, it is with a heavy heart that I must address a pressing issue that threatens the very fabric of our firefighting fraternity. Recent events have brought to light a disturbing trend. A series of attacks on our firefighters, brave men and women who selflessly put their lives on the line to protect the lives and property of others. In recent months, our firefighting personnel in the Ashanti region, particularly those from Nkanwe, Konogo, and Komfo Anoche fire stations, have faced unwarranted attacks from certain members of the public. These incidents, culminating in the vandalization of 2 fire appliances and the injury of 1 firefighter, stand as stark reminders of the dangers inherent in our noble profession.
Viewers, so these were the stark reminder of the chief fire officer when it comes to assaulting firefighters who go out there to save lives and property. So, sir, I think we've been saying this over and over, but it seems it is not ending anytime soon.
Yes, I think the Deputy PRO for Eastern Region made a remarkable statement that I ought to repeat. Part of this thing must also be done by we, the firefighters, ourselves. If the community fire station's appliance is broken down, it is incumbent on us, as we continue with our massive education, to incorporate this information to the public, to know that the local fire station's appliance is broken down. And therefore, if there should be any incident, then the nearest fire station will be called in to come and support. For all you know, this information might not have been passed down to the local community, and therefore they thought that the fire station is at Nsawam, and from Nsawam to Adwejiri is just about 5-8 minutes, and so they don't see why it should take us about 30 minutes to 40 minutes before we respond to the incident. But that notwithstanding, it does not give anybody that power to attack a firefighter. What is important is that the firefighters have arrived, and like I said earlier on, if you have any grievances, you go to the commander and make your lodge your complaint, or you go to the highest level, that is the regional commander. If you think the regional commander is also compromised, then you can come to the region and the national and lodge your complaint with the chief fire officer, and quick action shall be taken. If anyone is found culpable, that person will be dealt with. And so I am urging our compatriots Ghanaians that the fact that the fire fighters responded late does not give you any power to attack anybody. And we will ensure that whoever is involved in any of these attacks are arrested and to be dealt with by the laws of Ghana.
Thank you so much, sir. I believe your advice has fallen into good ears. Please, commanders of the various stations, when your fire engine is out of order, try and incorporate that kind of communication in your public educational outreach messages, so as to kind of pre-inform the community members that in case of any fire emergency, it means the closest station would have to come, and that would take a bit of time, so that they will take consolation of the fact that it is not your fault, that probably there may be some delays, so that it helps to deal with the situation. Let me quickly run through some of the messages that have come on our socials, especially on Facebook. ACFO James Ankra, IB Anas, and a couple of our followers on Facebook are watching us live. We appreciate you for joining us at this particular moment in time. IB Anas says that great job. God bless the firefighter. We also have this one, Kyle Hanaglu Jr. De Ben. He says, Vim. Thank you, Junior De Ben. Another one from Kuma Theophilus Edem. He says, good work, man. Thank you so much for reaching out to us. Haj Mahi Abidal. Please, when will the fire service forms be out? Hey, this question there, I don't know when it is going to end. Yo, Haj Mashi Abidal, we would respond appropriately. Yayuka Jamal Dean, most Ghanaians are ignorant about the work of GNFS. That is why they do feel fire officers are not doing anything. I believe they need more education, just like this program. Thank you, Jamal Dean, for this suggestion. Howard Canton says that great speech, sir. Howard, thank you for joining us. Bilal Felix says, good day, sir. Edio Bilal, nice program, but Upper West, we can't get the channel on our TV. Bilal, just stay tuned. Very soon, the Fire Service TV will be in your region. Maya Ochre, all what firefighters need is the support from the public, whom we have laid our lives to save their lives and their property. Well done. I believe Maya Ochre is a firefighter and therefore urging the public to support us. Thank you so much. Brains Love Bresnov, Noah Apia Kubi, Major Nurinon, Brima Isifu, Cyril Seshi, Pera Queen, Apia Kofi Francis, Emmanuel Gidiglo, Mariam Ejay. They are all joining us live on Facebook. Please, if it is now that you are joining us, this is Fire Service in Focus series, which is being carried live across our socials at GNFS Official. Unfortunately, we could not bring to you live coverage, today's live coverage on the Fire Service TV. We will go for a short break. When we come back, we will announce the phone lines, and then you can also call in and then let us have your questions. So do not go anywhere. Stick and stay with us whilst we go for this short break. When we come back, the program continues with you in mind.
Service TV, simply called the Fire Service TV. This channel is coming up to fill a gap in the Ghanaian television industry. The Ghana National Fire Service was established to prevent and manage undesired fires. And as part of that mandate, we are to conduct public fire safety education. Now, as an institution that was established to provide fire safety education, there is the need to have a channel through which this education will be propagated to the people of this good country, Ghana. This station is being established as alternative to other security channels that deal specifically on security issues. This channel will therefore focus on the safety of the generality of the people of Ghana. This station is therefore going to show the people of Ghana what to do and what not to do in order to have a safe country for all of us. Safety is very practical in nature, and therefore short videos and clips are going to be shown on this particular channel, the Fire Service TV, to the people of Ghana, so that everything we do will be practicalized. You can sit comfortably in your home, watch this channel, and practice it so that we'll be safe in this country. Therefore, I urge all of you Ghanaians to tune into this channel every day of your life so that we will all be safe in our country, Ghana. Thank you very much.
Welcome back, viewers. We thank you for sticking and staying with us. If you are now joining us, this is Fire Service in Focus series. This is a program which is tailored with you in mind. This is where we discuss matters pertaining to the modus operandi of the Ghana National Fire Service, so that you would know exactly what we do and therefore grant or give us the needed support to be able to serve you well. Last week we had the opportunity to commemorate the International Firefighters Day, and it was climaxed on Friday 3rd instead of the 4th of May, which fell on the Saturday. And therefore our regional commands were also giving some, also took part in the commemoration event. So we would like to go to our regional PROs to give us an overview of what transpired in their region. So who do we have on the line, please? Who do we have on the line, please?
Yes, this DO3 Bakobia Martin, Upper West Region.
Upper West Region. That is
Yes, sir.
the PRO for Upper West Region, DO3 Martin Bakobia.
Martin. Yes. Yes,
Right.
yes,
You are welcome to Fire Service in Focus series program.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Can you give us an overview of what transpired over last week in connection with the International Firefighters Day celebration?
Yes, last week was a very memorable occasion for the region and the command and the service in general. Yes, we kickstarted activities that was on the Monday, 29th, when all service flags were supposed to be flown at half-mast. We started with public education to sensitize our citizens within the region as to the essence of the day and why we were actually commemorating that day. This was followed on Tuesday with that public safety education, continued with the sensitization efforts on Wednesday.
Piero, hello, Piero.
Yes, sir.
Not to cut you, I don't know, production, can you help us with some footages from the Upper West region? Do we have any footage? All right, Piero, you can go ahead, please.
Yes. So we continue with our public education efforts and drew the citizenry to the essence of marking that particular day as a day that we have dedicated to fire service, as a day that we have dedicated to firemen and women who every single day, through our dedication and hard work, to protect, to save, and safeguard our communities. So on Wednesday, which happened to be on the May Day, which is Workers' Day, but we still went ahead. We had some fun games with Ghana Water Company in our region here, and I can brag that we scored them 2-1.
Wow.
Yes.
So
fact,
so your team was able to beat Ghana Water Limited?
Yes, Ghana Water Company Limited.
Okay.
Yes. Led
That's
by
good.
our able acting regional commander, DO and the Kofi Obosu.
Okay.
But we did a marvelous job, and in fact, the public actually appreciated all the efforts that we have been making.
Wow.
And hitherto, the Monday, the Tuesday, the public sensitization, we were on various social media platforms, radio stations, educating and enlightening them. And we made them understand that, look, this is a week for appreciation of firemen and women. That, look, time and without, they have been having some doubts and sense about our operations. So we are going to have an open day exhibition.
Okay.
Such that you come and see for yourself. These are the accoutrements, these are the resources we have that we are working with. Those in doubt, the doubting Thomases, come and see for yourself. You say there's no water in the tender. Come, we have given you the opportunity. So we invited several schools, the general public. They came, we did an open air exhibition, but that was even before then. We organized a route march to troops, where we went through the principal streets of the Wa municipality. And as we were even doing that, we were still giving them the education as to why we are observing that day. Some people will meet you, why are you wearing this blue and red ribbon? So we told them, this is the essence of the day. The blue and red ribbon signify what the day stands for. In that one, in our activities, the red represents fire, danger, bravery. The blue signifies water, which is what we use in our daily operation, because the fireman's job thrives on water. And the blue is over the red in the sense that it is water we use to quench fire. So on the Thursday, that was what we did. We did the route march, did the sensitization again, did demonstrations, then we ended up with what? The exhibition, where we afforded the school children the opportunity and the general public. We just roused their curiosity. So a lot of them have started writing to us to say, oh no, they want to do excursion to our options.
That is encouraging. But
Yes.
Piero, do you,
Yes,
with all these activities, do you still think that a section of the public in your region do appreciate your job? Because I understand over the weekend there was a mob attack on your men at Nandom.
Yes,
Can you confirm that, please?
Yes, there was an incident in Nandom, but it all boiled down to miscommunication.
Okay.
And we are on it, and we have been advocating.
Okay.
That you see, and I will use this platform to appeal to all and sundry across the country, not only within the Upper West region.
Okay.
That you see, when it comes to fire safety management, there are so many stakeholders involved. One, we do not control the communication structure. So if, as a service, we don't receive timely and relevant information, we cannot respond to it. But what happened was that there was a breakdown in communication along the line.
Okay.
So we had the information late. And unfortunately, the station that went to respond to that emergency, they were pelting them with stones. Unbeknownst to them, it wasn't even their fault. It was that the information did not get to the station early. And it is when you receive the information that you can respond to it. So I will entreat with all our viewing public and our listeners that, look, fire service as a service, we are there. It is our sworn duty to respond to any emergency, irrespective of whatsoever. And every platform that we have, I always maintain the distinction. Others protect lives and property. As a service, fire service, we save life and property, irrespective of whatever or whoever that is even concerned. But if we don't have the information, we cannot respond to it. So they should bear with us. They should bear with us. So I'm entreating on everyone and everybody that get to the nearest fire station closer to your locality and get the local number of the station, such that in any eventuality you call. When we even try to pry, which number did they call?
nobody can even mention the number they call.
That's quite unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. But we always suffer the brunt of it. So that is why the open day exhibition, we gave them the opportunity to come and inspect. I always tell them.
All right, Piero.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. So finally, what would you tell your people? Can you announce your emergency lines so that they become abreast with them, so that in case of any eventuality, they can quickly call?
Yes. So 03920
03920 22
389.
389. So that is the direct line of Upper West
Region. That is the direct line. Yes, please.
So wherever they find themselves, they could rely on that number.
Yes.
And then help would come.
Yes, sir.
All right.
We've even had an experience where there was a robbery attack and the person remembered this number.
Okay.
And called us. So because of the siren, when we were approaching the scene, the robber fled.
Wow.
So any emergency at all, do call us. We are ever ready, and we are ready to serve them.
So thank you so much. But we want to remind our viewers in Upper West that do call the number that we mentioned earlier on in case of fire and road traffic accidents, as well as any emergency services that require the presence of the Ghana National Fire Service. And then we'll be glad to respond to your case. Thank you so much, Upper West PRO DO3 Martin Bakobie. I understand I have Ashanti Regional Deputy Commander. All right, so very soon we'll get the Deputy Regional Commander for Ashanti Region joining us to also give us an overview of what transpired in the Ashanti region. Already has been established, we would like to get first-hand information when there is any emergency that you require the services of the fire service. Please do not hesitate to call us. If you don't call us early enough, you don't report such emergencies early enough to us, it will become very difficult for us to know and then respond. I understand DO 1 Nisao Rashid, the Deputy Regional Commander Ashanti, is on the line. Sir, good afternoon. DO Rashid, good afternoon, sir. Hello, DO Rashid, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, I'm on the line. How are you?
Oh, by God's grace. I hope you are also fine, my boss.
We are soldiering on, my brother. We are soldiering on.
We thank God. Good to have you on the show.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Right, sir. So, sir, can you help us with an overview of what transpired with regards to the IFFD in your region last week?
Well, we started on the 29th of April. That was a Monday.
Okay.
With media broadcast, we went to Holy TV, Nkoso FM,
great,
and other radio stations to talk about fire. On Tuesday, that was on the 30th, the same radio talk shows and TV talk shows in the municipality and the metropolis, we did that. Then on Wednesday, which was a holiday, in fact, we had organized some friendly fun games with Ghana Prison Service.
Wow.
So we went to the Kumasi Sports Stadium, and then we played a football match between the Ghana National Fire Service Ashanti Command and then the Ghana Prison Service, precisely the Central Prisons.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we were down by a goal. They scored us.
That is unfortunate.
So it was 3-2 in their favor.
Wow.
It was 3-2 in their favor. So then that was for the Wednesday on the 1st of May 2024.
Okay.
Then the D-Day, that was on Thursday. I think the Thursday we went on the flute. We went on the route march through some principal streets of Kumasi.
Wow.
In fact, we started from the regional headquarters.
Okay.
Through Asukwa interchange, through Ahunju roundabout, through Atinga Junction, brewery, and then back to regional headquarters.
Okay.
In fact, it was a fantastic one. We exhibited. When we got to regional headquarters, we took some time to do some aerobics with the music.
Wonderful.
And then the same day, we had an exhibition. That was an open day. We invited some school children to come and have a feel of what fire service is all about.
Okay.
We put some of them in our fire trucks, the tender, drove them around. Some of them had to climb the ladder, the steel, to have a feel. In fact, we did a lot.
So what about the balloon? Was it inflated?
We inflated the balloon, like the, almighty balloon. You know the place very well.
Wonderful.
We inflated the balloon. We made some of our men jump for them to see in time of emergency how they can do forced landing. We did that. It was a fantastic show. So that ended the Thursday. The Thursday, and then on Friday was the D-Day. That was the climax. We had a Remembrance Day parade. We invited the regional minister. He was here himself. The regional fire officer was here.
Great.
The members of RESEC from prisons, the army, everybody was fully represented here. Retired fire officers were here.
Wow.
Everybody was here. It was a fantastic show.
Wow.
We laid 5 points. One, the regional minister laid one on behalf of the people of Ghana.
Okay.
The regional fire commander laid one on behalf of the chief fire officer. One was laid on behalf of junior officers by a junior officer. One was laid on behalf of a retired fire officer.
Great.
And then one was laid by a civilian on behalf of the people of Ghana.
Wow.
Now we also had to blow the siren about 30 seconds. 1 minute silence, and then we blew the siren. We crossed the water and had a reveille. It was a very nice one.
Wow.
And most of these activities, we instructed the districts and the municipalities to also do same.
Sure.
So over there, they had some short church service prior to the blowing of the siren, and then the 1 minute observing of silence. They did that in the various districts. So it was also done in the various districts.
Wow, then you did a great job.
Yeah, we did. And to climax it all, the regional fire officer, in his own wisdom, decided that he was going to motivate the people of Ashanti. So we instituted an award system.
Wow.
An award system. So 5 awards were given out to deserving people. In fact, it will interest you to note I was the committee chairman.
Wow.
We sat throughout. Before 2 months ago, we screened them. People who thought they were due for the awards or they qualified for the awards, the modalities were sent out. They bought into it. They applied. They came. We took them through the screening, and then we had people winning. Some took the Medal of Valor. One gentleman took the Medal of the Valor, the Medal of Honor, the Merit Award. The Dedication Award was also given, and RFO gave a special award to a tech fire station.
Oh, okay.
All because their tender got broken, but they didn't cross their hands.
Wow.
They had intensified their fire education, and for that matter, the fire statistics had reduced drastically, and he thought that this is commendable. And for that matter, they were given an award. Yes, so they were given an award. So, if I want to summarize, that is what happened.
All right, thank you so much.
But
Deputy Commander,
yes,
I don't know where this also took place in your celebration.
Yes.
We know from the beginning of the year, we've had in Kawe fire tender, some men, and then the tender in Konongo, as well as that of race course, where some firefighters responding to their normal duties have been attacked, where one person has been injured in the process, and all happened in your region. Where did this feature in your celebration, just to court the attention of the public to this unfortunate incident?
Yes, you are right. In the regional fire commander's speech, he indeed indicated that that was even the major reason why he had to institute an award scheme, to know that this service is worth dying for.
Sure.
So that if you are injured in line of duty, at least if nothing at all, we will remember you. So an award scheme was instituted. But then to let you know exactly what is happening, those people, we have managed to arrest some and they are facing prosecution. I know you are aware of what is going on.
Okay.
So that is what has happened.
All right. So can you assure us that justice will be served to the firefighters who've been assaulted in line of duty in your region?
Yes. RFO has personally tasked me to be attending the court.
Okay.
So I know what is going on in all the courts.
So firefighters in your region should be rest assured that justice will finally be served.
It will finally be served. That is true. That is very, very true. In fact, the regional minister has been very helpful to us. The RESEC has held a press conference and made it very clear that firefighters will not lay their lives for somebody unscrupulous people to attack us for needless reasons. And for that matter, he had made it very clear that it is his own interest. He likes to follow the issue, so we are all following it. It's not easy. He's following the issue keenly, so I can assure you that firefighters in our region should rest assured. We'll make sure that we'll go at all lengths to protect their lives, please.
Thank you so much, sir. But before I let you go,
yes,
what is the command doing to further reduce the incidence of fires in your region? Because we know that normally it's between Accra and Ashanti. So
yes,
if it is not Accra or Greater Accra which is not leading, it is Ashanti that is leading. So what are some of the pragmatic steps that you've put in place to further check the rate of fire incidents in your region?
Yes, the fire education at various fire stations is going on. If you are monitoring the platform, see that the regional commander has personally tasked them to ensure that fire safety teams go out at various communities to educate the people at market centers, at entertainment places, a whole lot of places, in the churches, in the mosques. They are all over the place educating the people on the dangers of fire. Apart from that, the broken down fire engines. The regional fire officer have put in a lot of effort to make sure that these engines come back to the road, to make sure that we respond. Should they see things like that happen? So that's what we are doing.
But do you also have plans of alerting communities where they have their fire tenders broken down, so that they could be rest assured that when there is any fire or related incident, the nearby fire station would be responding, so that the incessant attack on your men would cease?
Yes, that is the standard operating procedure. So you realize that a place like Tech, the tender is down, so that Tech is not far from Menchia. Tech is not also far from regional headquarters. So regional headquarters will cover for Tech. And then the portion of Tech that goes to Ejiso will cover for that.
Okay.
That is exactly what we are doing.
I'm grateful, sir.
Thank you very much,
I'm grateful for your time. And special greetings to all firefighters in the Ashanti region.
Thank you very much, my brother. I'm grateful.
Thank you.
Too. I wish you all the best.
Thank you. So that was DO1 Rashid Kwame Nisao, the Deputy Ashanti Regional Fire Officer, giving us an overview. I understand OTPRO is also on the line to give us an overview of what transpired in Dambai. PRO.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, sir.
I hope OT region also had its fair share of the celebration.
Yes, indeed. OT region also had its fair share of the National Firefighters Day.
Right. So kindly run us through what happened.
Activities that ran through the 3 days program. First, we had house-to-house, shop-to-shop, institutions to do what is called the fire safety and risk education.
Wonderful.
We spoke to people along the street. We went to homes. We went to shops, certain institutions that are closer. We did it, and this ran through the whole region. Because the regional commander, ACFO 1, the national team have called all other stations to follow the program and also execute the program to the latter. So on the second, we did house-to-house education. We went to radio stations, and as part of the education, I myself and then the regional staff officer had a radio program at OT Radio in the evening on the 2nd of May, which I hosted. I started as a host to host the regional staff officers. There and there were other situations that we had to make the program successful. On the Tuesday, which is a Thursday, which was third in place of the third, we had a debate where 3 personnel came from all the 8 districts of the region to the regional capital. And we did invite our sister services, the NIB, Immigration Service, Police Service, the Navy Detachment, the other services all were in attendance, and the general public. There was a guard of honor held for the following heroes and a laying of stones, after which the regional commander gave a speech. We did invite the regional coordinator to represent the regional minister, who also gave the speech and assured all the MFOs and the DFOs that he was going to direct all the districts or the district executives or assemblies to assist the district commanders for a effective and smooth running of the fire units within the district. However, lastly, we did a simulation exercise, which is firefighting simulation exercise for the general public to see and be abreast of what we do in case of fire outbreak or in case of any emergency related to fire. And we set that at the regional headquarters. In all, in summary, it was a successful program, and then people of OT, citizens of OT, were so much enthused. We've never heard of International Firefighting Day, and they don't know anything about International Firefighting Day. All they know that Odinja. But on that day, we took the time to educate the public. We took the time to explain our mode of operation, how we work, and how we liaise with other stakeholders to make sure that fire within the region is brought down to the barest minimum level, if not zero. So far, this is what we have done in the region.
All right. So, PRO, was there any intersecurity games or fun games at the station or between the other agencies, between the service and the other agencies? And what actually transpired? Were you able to wallop the other security agencies, maybe in the various competitions?
We had games prior to the International Firefighting Day.
Okay.
Because we had some May Day games,
okay,
which we didn't attach to the International Firefighting Day. So we are planning next year. We are going to have a grand game which will involve all other security services.
Great.
In honor of the day.
Great. Great. So that was OT PRO there giving us an overview. So did you have people thronging your station to say Ayiko to you for the many good things, especially when it comes to public education that you've given them, and therefore has culminated in the very low rate of fire incidents in your region?
Yes, sir. People who have taken interest in our activity have come, and then they have congratulated us. They were happy about our response to fire emergency. The radio stations around here, they are always knocking on their doors, and they have been giving us opportunity to do fire safety education on their airways. That is Kano FM and then the 2 radios. These 2 radios have been very instrumental in our public fire safety education. They've been giving us airtime, and they themselves have been coming for interviews. I must say, UTV and Adom TV have been so helpful to us.
Wow.
Always they come around and then they meet us, they ask us what so far we do in the region, and then we give them information as to what we are doing in the region.
Right. So, PRO, thank you so much for giving us such succinct but insightful brief over what transpired in your region. That was the PRO for East OT region in the person of leading fireman Maxwell. Thank you so much. Before I let you go, can you give us your emergency line? That is your direct number, so that your listeners.
Emergency lines are two. We have the usual short code, which is the 113 and then the 190. But we have the 020 7984
434. So this is the direct, one of the direct numbers of OT region.
Yes.
So please, if you are listening,
we also have the data line, which is 0291
291.
Yes. 713 135.
135. Can you repeat it again?
0291
713 135. So these are the two direct numbers that you can call to ask for help in the OT region. And we want to especially thank the media, especially Adom, UTV, and the other radio stations in the region who have been helping our OT regional command to kind of sensitize the general public on matters on fire safety. So thank you so much, leading fireman Maxwell, for getting through with us. We appreciate all the efforts that you put in remembering the fallen heroes in your region.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, viewers, we want to still thank you, those of us joining us on our social media platform. I think I have a lot of messages here, but before I go into the message, I would like the production team to help us. Chief Officer made a profound statement when it comes to vandalization of our appliances, the effect, the negative effect it has on us. Because when you destroy the tenders that come to serve you, because of the allegation that they've arrived late, we use the taxpayers' money to repair these ones, and it denies other communities who may need our help that kind of emergency service. So let's listen to the Chief Officer on that score. When we come back, then we will take some few questions and then take some few lines, phone calls, and the number is 050-960-8744. 050-960-8744. If you are watching us, this is Fire Service in Focus series. Today we are looking at an overview of the International Firefighters Day, which we commemorated last week and climaxed it on Friday, 3rd May. So please, if you have any questions, you have all the liberty to send us through our WhatsApp line, which is 050, or call us on 050-960-8744. Can we have the tape, the speech where Chief Officer...
Therefore, I implore the public to recognize the gravity of their actions and refrain from assaulting firefighters and vandalizing our vital firefighting equipment. It is unacceptable that those who dedicate themselves to the noble cause of public safety should face such violence and aggression. The sacrifices made by firefighters are numerous and profound. They spend long hours away from their families, risking injury, even death, in the line of duty. They endure the heat, the smoke, and the chaos of the infamous. They battled, all for the sake of their fellow citizens. We vehemently condemned these meaningless acts of violence. Stanley warned those who perpetrate them and to assure the firefighting fraternity that justice will be served. It should be noted that attacking firefighters who courageously respond to emergencies is not only morally reprehensible, but also a direct violation of the laws of our land. The assurance to all personnel in the service is that management is resolute in upholding the safety and well-being of all firefighters, especially during their selfless service at incident scenes. The arrest of the 5 individuals currently facing justice underscores our unwavering commitment to stamping out this unacceptable behavior. We will ensure that justice is served in all such cases to send a clear message that such actions will not be tolerated.
Well, viewers, I believe you listened to the chief fire officer where he condemned the attacks on firefighters and aging vehicles, as well as issued a stern warning to all such miscreants who have the penchant of attacking our men and vandalizing our engines, and then gave the assurance to all firefighters in Ghana that anytime they are assaulted, he would ensure that justice is served. That is the assurance Chief Officer gave us. But before I come to my boss to ask him a few questions, let me take these statements and some few comments that have come on our social media handles. This is from Kwabena Slim Kashli. He says, thanks for your fight against fire in the country and risking your lives to save citizens' property. Thank you, Kwabena Smash Kashli. Hey, some names are dangerous to mention. Andy Lee White, Redeemer Oredu, Rajiv Rajan, Milu Kwabena, Opoku Francis, Princess Swansea Queen, Mark Asula, Safo Isaac, Senor Kofinat, Jakan Saul Mohob, Felix Feli, Patrick Ado, Osman Yusuf Hassani, Abdul Rahim, John Thomas, and Afachao Francis. They are all joining us live. We want to appreciate you so much for sticking and staying with us. So, sir, listening to the chief fire officer, he condemned it and he said that the attacks on firefighters is not just any act that infringes on the laws of this country, but it is morally, how do you call it, unphantom for anybody to just wake up and for whatever reasons best known to him or her, go into the attacking firefighters for no fault of theirs.
I think these attacks are just uncivilized. Even we are being informed that attacking armed robbers for instant justice is bad. How much more somebody who has just decided to come and save you and your property from destruction? Why do you turn your vent or vent your anger on such a person? You maybe through no fault of yours or through your carelessness have caused a fire. And if somebody says, I am dedicating myself to come and support you, why do you turn around and attack such a person for whatever reason that is best known to you? It is uncalled for. And so I'll urge fellow citizens to put an end to that. And like the chief fire officer said, if you know you have involved yourself in attacking fire personnel, note that you'll be taken on and will use you as a scapegoat for others to stop.
Thank you so much, sir. So viewers, as you've heard from the chief fire officer, he's not happy. Management of the Ghana National Service is also not happy about the incessant attacks. Please, we would urge all assemblies who are listening to us and watching us live on our various platforms to help their local fire stations put back their faulty engines, fire engines back on the road. If there is anything within their powers that they have to do, they should go in and support. Apart from the assemblies, if you are within a community whose fire engine has been booked out of commission, and you have the wherewithal, financial muscle to assist, why not? Because it could be your property, it could be that of your relative that could be affected. And when it happens, the heat will fall on you. So why don't you assist our gallant men and women out there to kind of put their broken fire engines back on the road so that if there's any emergency, they could help you. So please, as we have already said, attacking a fire officer or firefighter in line of duty is a non-starter. If you do so, it's against the law, and it is unjustifiable within whatever situation that you find yourself. But rather, let us all help in supporting the Ghana National Fire Service to be able to deliver on our mandate. So this has been today's edition on the Fire Service in Focus. We want to remind you that this program and many other programs are up for sponsorship. If you have a great product or service that you want to sell out there, you want to scale up your business, look no further than sponsoring this Fire Service in Focus series. And we know that you'll be smiling at the end of the day. Thank you for joining us. We will join you same time next week with more interesting and insightful topic. This has been your host, DO3 Desmond Aka, coming to you live from the studios of Fire Service TV. Thank you for joining us.